Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for another flow. If you're someone who have been already practicing with me, thank you so much for being here. If you're new to this channel, then please do make sure to subscribe. And this flow today is going to be suitable for all levels. But as always, when I do the all levels practices, you can choose to take the different options. So you can make the the practice more challenging or less challenging depending on what you're feeling for today. And a really big part of this, a really big part of yoga, stepping away from this physical side for a moment, is kind of understanding and listening to what options we need on different days. So in doing this, we are very much practicing yoga, with the mind and, when we're listening to our body in that way. Okay. So recommend having blocks to support you in this practice, and we're going to start the class in a comfortable seated position. So this is going to be a nice stretchy flow today. We're going to be really moving into the hips, the legs, the heart space, just opening up the body. And bring your hands to the knees or the thighs, palms facing down. Close off the eyes here or take a steady gaze. We'll start with our coherent breathing. So that's breathing in for a count of 6 and breathing out for a count of 6. So this breath work helps to connect us to our rest and digest nervous system. It slows down the heart rate, the brain. So starting to inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just coming back to your natural breath. Just remembering with any breathing techniques that we do, if it doesn't feel right at any time for you, then always come back to your natural breath or adjust the counts of the breath if you need to. Take what you need from this practice. Opening the eyes back up now, just coming back into the physical body. Take a couple of shoulder rolls here. And then we're going to bring the legs out in front, flex the feet, coming into a neutral spine position. You can sit on a block here or have a block behind the hips, whatever you need to support you to come into that neutral spine. We're going to inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky, lift up and out from the waist. As you exhale, float forwards, really try and keep the spine long. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up to the sky, lift away from the fold. Exhale, floating forwards. Last one, inhale, reach the fingertips up, lift up and out from the pelvis. Exhale, fold forwards, and we're going to stay here this time. So your hands could be on your thighs, you could be working here. They could be on the shins, they could be finding the feet. If you're in quite an open body today, you can take the block behind your feet and then work your hands to there as well. but we're really focusing and prioritizing the length and the strength of the spine. So lead with your chest bone. If that means working higher up, then stay and work there. So breathing into that space, opening into the backs of the legs, the lower back, and our Paschimottanasana. Scanning through into the body, seeing what you can notice today. One more breath here in the fold. And on your inhale, lifting the chest away, come back to a neutral position with the spine. Bend your right knee, right hand comes out behind. Keep the left leg lightly switched on, left foot flexed. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky, lift up and out from the waist. As you exhale, twist to the right, find your Maricasana C. So you're either taking a hug around the right knee or you're taking the hook, depending on what feels right for you. Start to breathe into your twist here now. So as you inhale, gently reaching the crown of the head to the ceiling, and as you exhale, sinking into your twist. So on the inhales, we're making space in the body, and on the exhale, try and relax into that space you've created. And these are really subtle movements, so not forcing or straining here, just gentle, subtle lift with that inhale, release and relax with that exhale. Checking in with how the spine's feeling, the shoulders, perhaps noticing any areas of tension, any areas that feel good, any areas where you can feel are getting a nice stretch here. Well done, and unravel. Release the right leg, we come onto the other side now, so bend the left knee in, left hand comes out behind, keep that right leg a little bit switched on. Inhale, sweep your right fingertips up to the sky, crown of the head reaches to the ceiling. Exhale, we twist, taking the hook or the hug, finding our Maricasana C on the left side, breathing here. Gaze is coming over the left shoulder or in that direction. Finding the gentle lift on the inhale, relaxing on the exhale. Notice how the twist feels on this side of your body. Keep sending that awareness into your body. Last breath on this side. And slowly unravel, come back to center, release that left leg. You can take a little shake out. And we'll come into tabletop position now. So grounding the hands into the mat, shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees. Working into your cat and cow. We inhale, send the gaze out in front, open across the chest. As you exhale, drop your head down, round the spine, draw your belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, lift the gaze, shine the heart forwards. Go with your breath as well. Go at a pace that works for you. Let your breath lead your movement. This is a breath-led practice. Exhale, drop your head round the spine. Imagine that your pelvis is drawing up and in towards the body here. Lifting up and out through the shoulders, finding that rounding. Last one, inhale, sending the gaze out in front, making space across the chest. And exhale, rounding the spine, drop the head. And inhale, come back to a neutral spine position. Now, bring your right leg out behind. So we're hovering this right leg away from the mat. Flex your right foot. Just remember that you can bring the leg down at any time if you need to. We're staying strong through the core. So if you have got quite a lot of movement in your lumbar spine, then it might be tempting here to sink into that part of the body. Really stay strong through the core, belly's drawing in. This is supporting your spine. Start to reach the left hand out in front. So the left fingertips are reaching forwards as that right foot presses back. Bringing your gaze to the mat, finding a drishti, breathing here. Strong inner line of energy. And bring the leg and the arm back in, well done. Now we'll come over to the other side. So left leg comes out behind, flex the left foot. Draw in through the core, belly buttons drawing in. Right fingertips reach out in front. As you reach forwards with the right fingertips, press back with the left foot. Breathing into any wobbles and shakes. Just remember, we're building our joint stability, building our strength. Wobbles and shakes, coming in and out of a pose is all part of this practice. Be where you need to be today. And bring the hand and the leg back in. So now we're going to go again on each side, but there's going to be an add-on for those who wish to take it. So bring your right leg back. You could be working here. Left arm comes out in front. Could be working here. Or next option is we're bending in this right leg. The left arm's coming out behind, so we are opening into this left shoulder here. Maybe the left hand finds the right foot, and you can find this kind of half bow position here. So what you're doing is you're pressing the foot into the hand into the foot, and we're coming into a little back bend, so some spinal extension. Breathing here, taking an option that feels right for you. Well done. See if you can release the hand and the leg with control and bring it back in. Take a gentle rock back and forth, so staying in a neutral spine position, just rock back and forth on the wrists. You might be able to feel this in the hands or the wrists already. Just remember that you can take a child's pose at any time. Okay, coming back to stillness. Left leg comes out behind, either staying here. You might be bringing the right hand away from the mat, finding that strong center line of energy. Then your next option is to bend in that left leg, right arm comes around, seeing if the hand can find the foot, and then we're using that tension, so we're pressing the foot into the hand into the foot to create this half bow kind of position here. So we are bending into the spine, we're extending the spine, creating a little back bend, breathing. Well done. See if you can release, if you've taken the half bow option with control, slowly bring everything back in. Well done. Ground through the hands, tuck the toes under, walk the feet in towards the hands. Coming into a forward fold, so feet are roughly hip width apart. Bend as much as you need to through the legs and allow your head to hang really, really heavy here. So you're either just going to allow the arms just hang down, or you have the option to take your peace fingers around your big toes. And as you breathe into the fold, those elbows can come out to the side. If that's not accessible to you, then you don't need to take it. Really listening to your body, listening to what you need today. Sometimes the ego wants us to take every advanced option in a pose or every option that's offered to us. But trying to connect to that part of you behind the ego, behind the thinking mind. The part of you that lies beneath all that, where there's a lot of wisdom there, your intuition. So now starting to release from your fold. Keep softness in the legs. Inhale, draw the belly in and start to slowly curl the body up so you've got a rounded spine. Lifting the head up last and meeting in our Tadasana mountain pose at the top of the mat. So getting nice and slow and stretchy today, but we're going to move into some floaty movements now. So inhale from here, reach the fingertips up to the sky, lift your ribs away from the hips. Exhale, hinge from your hips, bend the legs if you need to, forward fold. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Hands can come to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the feet back to plank, or you can drop the knees straight down here. Start to come through your chaturanga, so you're inhaling into an upward facing dog or a cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. So everybody meeting in your downward facing dog. Pressing the mat away with your hands, pressing into the thumb and the first finger. That's the strongest part of your hand. Breathing in and out through the nose. Relaxing the head. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands. Step or jump the feet in. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the fingertips back up to the sky, grow the spine tall. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Inhale, reach the hands back up to the sky, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Bend the legs as much as you need to, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the chest, Ardha Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step or jump the feet back to plank. You could drop your knees straight down here, work through your chaturanga, so inhaling into an upward facing dog or a cobra. If you're in upward facing dog, just making sure that your legs and your glutes are switched on and that your thighs are coming away from the mat and that your arms are straight. If that feels too much, then maybe coming back to a cobra or a high cobra. On your exhale, lifting the hips back to your downward facing dog. Reconnecting with your breath here. Breathing into that space you're creating within the body. Where can you feel your breath traveling to? How does your breath feel today? Inhale, step the right foot through between the hands, sweep the fingertips up to the sky, find your high lunge. Exhale, bring the arms into cactus position here, opening across the chest. Checking that that front knee is aligned with the ankle, make sure you can see your big toe. If your knee's coming over the ankle, you might need to bring that front foot out slightly. So we're stacking the joints. Open out, find your warrior two. So left heel comes down to the mat. You can flip the palms up so that they're facing the ceiling here and we'll flow our warrior. So on the inhale, lengthening that front leg, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, float it back down. Two more. Inhale, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, float it back down. You can imagine drawing energy up to the sky with your hands here as well. Exhale, grounding that energy back down. Pausing here in your warrior two, flip the right palm up so that it's facing the ceiling. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist, find your peaceful warrior or reverse warrior. Deep stretch into that right side body. And then from here, we're going to float forwards. So through warrior two, find your extended side angle. So the forearm can come to this right thigh, or maybe you're coming deeper. This right hand could be coming down to the mat. And your knee could be really hugging into the arm here. But again, this is just an option. If this is in your practice, you want to take it, you could come somewhere in between and have your right hand on a block here. See what feels right for you. Just going to float this twice more. So on the inhale, lifting back up, come through warrior two, find your reverse warrior. Exhale, come forwards, finding your extended side angle. Seeing if you can send your gaze up to the sky. Last one, inhale, finding that peaceful reverse warrior. I know that you can probably feel this in the legs now. Well done for staying with me. And finding your extended side angle. Inhale, come back up to your warrior two and lengthen through the front leg. So both legs are lengthened now. You can always adjust your stance here. If you need to bring the legs closer in together, you absolutely can. If you like to work with a block, I recommend grabbing that block now. Inhale, reach forwards with the fingertips. So forwards as far as you can come with those right fingertips. Then we're tipping from the waist, finding our Trikonasana. So again, you could be working in your Trikonasana here or here. Just keeping that space across the chest. We really want to be opening this left shoulder. So imagine rolling this left shoulder open in your Trikonasana. Sending your gaze up to the sky. Breathing. Inhale. Coming all the way back up. You can bring your hands into the hips. And we're going to step this back foot in. So now just pivoting so that your hips are shining forwards. So hips are nice and square. So working into our warrior three now. So grounding into that right foot. You're going to bring the weight forwards into that right leg. And we're working towards creating this line, center line through the body. The hips are staying square. Keep that back leg really nice and switched on. A lovely way to support yourself in your warrior three is to use blocks. So you can have your hands on blocks here, as you can see. And this is just bringing the ground up close to you, giving you some support whilst working with this range of movement. So giving that a go. Breathing here. If you want more challenge, you can reach the arms out in front. And then we're going to float the hands down to the mat. Step the feet back, meet in a plank position and vinyasa. So we're inhaling into our upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Well done. Option for a child's pose here. Take child's pose at any time that you need to in this practice. Noticing any heat or energy that you can feel building in the body. Notice that prana, life force energy within you. Inhale, this time we're going to step the left foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips to the sky, find your high lunge. On your exhale, cactus the arms, opening across the chest, lifting up and out from the waist, so lengthening the spine. You can take a little bend in the back leg if you need to in high lunge. Bring your right heel down to the mat, open out to warrior two. Going to start to float the warrior now. So inhale, lengthen the front leg, reach the fingertips up to the sky. Imagine you're drawing energy up with the hands. Exhale, grounding that energy back down. Two more. Inhale, reaching up, lifting, lengthening. Exhale, ground that energy back down. Inhale, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, grounding the energy down. Flip the left palm so that it's facing the ceiling. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find your peaceful warrior. So this left hand's reaching up towards the sky. Really deep stretch into the left side body. Make sure that you keep the right hand really lightly rested on that right leg. We're not putting weight into the right leg here. Now floating through. So come forwards through warrior two. Find your extended side angle. So the forearm could come to the thigh. The left hand could come to a block or the ground. Gaze coming up to the ceiling. Breathing here. Inhale, lift back up through warrior two, back into your reverse warrior. I know, feeling it in the legs. 2 more of these, so floating back into your extended side angle, flowing with your breath. It doesn't have to be exactly in time with me. Let your breath lead your movement. Inhale, finding your peaceful warrior. Exhale, making your way back to that extended side angle. So wherever you are with your floats, we're going to start to make your way back to a warrior two. We'll meet here and then lengthen through that front leg. Maybe that feels good. That feels good for me. So both legs are lengthened now. You can bring the feet in closer together. We're going to inhale, reach forwards with the left fingertips and then tipping from the waist, finding your Trikonasana. So again, you could stay higher up, and if you're finding that you're having to round at all to come further down, I really would recommend moving higher up. You can even bring the hands back to the hips. Focus on keeping the space across the chest, sending your gaze towards the ceiling and work higher up. That's going to be the better alignment for you than forcing yourself further down but finding that you're rounding the spine or your shoulders are hunching in. So just thinking about which options are going to serve you. Well done. Inhale, start to come away from your Trikonasana. Hands can come back to the hips. Take a little bend through that front leg, step the right leg in. So now we're squaring off the hips, hips are shining forwards. I want you to bring your weight into the left leg. We're finding our warrior three. So right foot is flexed, right leg switched on. Imagine it's pressing into something behind, creating this line with the body or working towards creating this long line through the body. If you've got blocks to support you and you're working with that, hands are coming to the blocks here. If you're someone who wants a little more, you can bring the arms up by the ears and work here in your warrior three. Make sure that you keep breathing, come in and out of the pose as many times as you need to. Last breath here. Well done. Bending into that front leg, step it back to plank and vinyasa your way through. Inhale, moving into an upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog, lifting the hips to the sky. Sending the gaze between the knees. On your inhale, start to come up on your toes in your downward facing dog. We're going to walk the feet in towards the hands. If you've got a jump through, you can take that here. Or what we're going to do is just keep walking your feet in as far as you can come. And then sit the hips down. Use your hands to support you if you need to. Bring yourself down to a seated position on your mat. Bring the soles of the feet together. Allow your knees to drop out to the side. So finding our Maricasana position. So again, take any support that you need. You could have blocks underneath the thighs. If you're finding that your feet are really rolling away from each other here, you could also bring a block between the feet and be working here. So using that support. I would be lost without my blocks, without support in my practice. So I really recommend using that support where it's needed. So hands are going to come to the ankles or the feet, coming into a neutral spine position. We'll inhale here, reach the crown of the head to the ceiling, space across the chest. As you exhale, lead with the chest, so keeping the spine long, coming into a fold. So if this means staying a lot higher up, then working there. So we're not rounding the spine here. We'll come to that in a moment. So keeping the spine long here. So opening externally, rotating the hip joint. Lots of emotions and tension often stored in the hips. This hip space, Svadhisthana, second chakra. So if you find that resistance comes up in these kind of postures, or different emotions come up, whatever it is, just allowing space for whatever is there today. Seeing if you can connect to a sense of acceptance and non-judgment towards yourself, your body, how you're feeling. Sending breath, sending nourishing energy into those areas where you can feel the opening and the stretch, where you can feel resistance, maybe there's discomfort. Inhale, lifting the chest away, coming away from the fold. Now bringing your feet further away from the body. So now we're creating more of a diamond shape with the legs. So there's a lot more space here between my feet and my body. This time we are going to round the spine. So we'll inhale first and lengthen. So reach the crown of your head to the ceiling first. And then on the exhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine. And we can start to round. And what we're doing is drawing our forehead towards the feet. That's just a gesture of where we're heading. It doesn't have to be there. See what feels right for you today. Sending your gaze inwards, focusing on the breath. One more breath here. Take a deep inhale, come away from the fold. You can use your hands to draw your knees back in together. And then we're going to step the feet in, wrap your arms around your legs. You're taking a big hug here. And on the exhale, drop your chin down towards the chest, forehead's coming to the knees, and you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. So we're taking a rounding through the spine. You might be able to feel that opening into the back of the neck. Notice how it feels to hold and support your body here. It's almost like you're giving yourself a big hug. One more breath here. Inhale, start to lift the gaze, open the eyes back up if you had them closed. Release from your hug. And as always, if you've got more time to come into a longer Shavasana or meditation, I really, really recommend that you do so. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Please see the link below to my online membership. I would love for you to come and join this community with me. We have kind of a longer flows, half-day retreats online included in the membership. So please do go and check that out. I would love for you to join me on that. But thank you so much for being here with me on YouTube and flowing with me. Leave me your feedback and your comments. And I can't wait to see you for another flow very, very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.